Williamsport. This time of year, it's the most magical place on earth. Where moments produce history.
Monet Mania.
Everyone knows the name in the Little League World Series.
Kids become superheroes.
Lewis Laffey does it again on a walk-off home run.
And dreams come true.
Toms River, New Jersey win the Little League World Series.
What a catch! Gone!
That's how you break out of that slump. Man, do I love Little League baseball.
The ride starts now.
They have come from far and wide to Whitestown, Indiana in the Midwest region. And today, Little League Baseball gets real. Elimination bracket action between Fargo, North Dakota and Kearney Little League out of the state of Nebraska. Tarp's optional. We're going to keep him on, I think. He's David Hughes. I'm Cooper Boardman. Glad you're with us. And this is real. It's a long summer. It's a really fun summer. A lot of wins, a lot of close games and all these things. Someone's summer comes to an end today and somebody's Williamsport dream continues.
Yeah, this is elimination bracket time. This is where each team has to kind of veer back to what got them here. They won state tournaments and they did it in fine fashion. They need to display that on the field today.
These are two teams that offensively were dominant in their respective state tournaments. Offensively, Fargo, North Dakota showed it over their few games. This is a lineup that gets a chance to not face one of the best pitchers in the region today.
Yeah, that's the dynamic of playing game 2 of this region and this structure here is that you're not going to face the top arm, but you have to produce offensively, and we've seen that throughout the course of this weekend. See if these guys will show up with the bats early this morning.
Of course, Ryan Smith, baseball card collection, and a lot of fire in that right arm for Kearney, Nebraska to start your Sunday morning with a swing and a miss against the shortstop Logan Lisney. Second pitch to Logie Bear. This is game 2 for both of these teams on the 3rd day of the Midwest region. We'll crown a champion of this region on Friday. One of 8 state champs will go to Williamsport, Pennsylvania and play in the Little League World Series. North Dakota ran into the juggernaut that is now became the first 2-0 team in the region, Davenport Northwest Little League out of Iowa, in a 13-0 loss in 4 innings where they face, again, the best pitcher of the region so far. In play left side, that's a fair ball at third. Cohen Lucian has played an awesome third base for Kearney, Nebraska.
We've seen some exceptional defense being played throughout this weekend in this region. Cohen at third base has really done a fine job. I've been so impressed with the versatility of a lot of these youngsters where they're able to move around the diamond, obviously jump on the bump and pitch at times. Ryan Smith, this is his 2nd time donning the rubber, and I think that's what I really love. One aspect about this is he has one get away from him. Michael Allers wears it right in the middle of the number 7 on the back of his jersey, gets his free pass. But the setup of this tournament, the setup of this region, and how the pitchers and the players have so much versatility. You know, I hate the dynamic of travel ball where there are coaches and organizations out there that are making kids select one position and I'm a pitcher only. No, you play baseball, you get out on the diamond, and if you're athletic enough, you can move around and play different positions. That's one of the beauties of Little League baseball.
Today's third baseman, Caden Cooper. He's played all over the diamond for Fargo Little League. Also a hockey guy, Quinn Hughes.
I thought that was going to say Dana Hughes. No. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, look, you're awesome. As that gets away, Allers down to second. The first man in scoring position for Fargo, North Dakota. I think they kept everybody from putting Danon Hughes because it would have been unfair. I mean, every kid would have had it there.
I didn't pay the kids enough. No NIL at this level.
I'll tell you what, the Iowa coaches were excited to talk to you. Big swing from Caden Cooper.
Yeah, it was fun to connect with the Iowa coaches from Davenport. You know, a little bittersweet when you're at this level. I'm broadcasting a game. These coaches are coaching these great youngsters, and then the coaches come up to you and says, "Man, when I was a kid, I watched you at Iowa." I'm like, golly, am I that old? Yes, I am.
Oh, another hit by pitch. That got Cooper. Tried to turn that breaking ball in again. Back-to-back hit batsmen and 2 on for Fargo.
Yeah, as you mentioned, 2 pitches getting away from Ryan Smith there. Now, we have seen at times this weekend in this region where the bases were populated early and pitchers were able to get out of those jams. So there's a lot of baseball still to be played as they go small ball here.
Bunt from Wes Wright gets the job done. And they're on 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, do your job, and that's what Wes Reich is doing right here. Keeps the bat in fair territory, so the ball goes in fair territory. Right back to the pitcher. That's a nice job by Ryan. Thought a little bit about throwing to third base, but made the smart play to get the second out at first.
Joey Anderson now, 11-year-old first baseman for Fargo. Hacking. You've been all in on bunting technique this week. That was a beautiful bunt.
Yeah, there is a technique. There's a technique to base running. There's a technique to bunting. Generally speaking, if the bat is in fair play, the ball will likely be in fair play. If you point the nub or the top of the bat to the third base, then the ball is going to be dropped down on first base. If it's towards first base, it's going to be dropped down towards third base. So, yeah, there's a method to the madness. There's a technique and an art to it, and it's always good to see kids at this age understand that.
Count 1-1 on Joey Anderson. 2nd and 3rd for Fargo. Up top heat, Ryan Smith. Seen Ryan Smith at shortstop, all over the infield, show off the cannon.
Yep.
He pitched, as you mentioned earlier, 2 outs in their first game, but they kept him under a pitch count, so he would be able to pitch here. And he's 1 strike away from a scoreless first inning. In play, right side, but caught nicely by Easton Anderson to end a scoreless first inning for Ryan Smith. Traffic, nothing more. Carney comes to bat when we come back. How Kearney, Nebraska got here to the Midwest Regional state champions after going 4-0, scoring 15 runs per game. They outscored opponents 55-4. They won their state championship game in a good Little League state, 11-1. And as their manager Justin Rathor said, we hit for power, and in Kearney, Nebraska, we eat a lot of beef. See it at Maddox Rathor's at the top. He's a returner from the team that won it last year. Last year's manager, what did Austin Persinger say? He said we're a bunch of corn-eating kids.
Yes.
These are beef-eating kids.
Beef-eating kids. Every other year, I guess they're going to toggle between beef and corn. I will say there's some great corn out in the Midwest. Iowa, Nebraska do it better than anywhere I've been around.
Imagine Ryder Holmes has had some corn, even in North Dakota. Out of Fargo Little League, they'll turn to this 5'3", 12-year-old to try to keep their summer alive in the elimination bracket of the Midwest region. Maddox Rethorst, the shortstop, the batter. First pitch breaking ball start the day for Ryder Holmes.
Well, Nebraska, as you mentioned, a robust 15 runs a game to get to this point, and actually scored 4 runs in the first inning of their game 1.
Maddox Rethorst, left center. That would be 2 bases, maybe more. On his way as the ball comes in. Lead off double.
He takes the first breaking ball, and right there, that one gets a little bit too much of the plate hanging over, and he bangs it out to left center field. No chance to track that down by Kingston Williams. Ethan Colness gets it into the cutoff. An extra base hit to start the game. That's been a theme of this region as well. Top of the lineup.
Yeah, Lee, our outstanding statistician, was saying there have been 3 leadoff triples to start offensive days in this region. We're only the 3rd day of the regional. Ryan Smith, baseball card collector. His brother Nolan played in this regional in 2017. Part of the Kearney passing of the torch. They are the 15-time Nebraska state champions. They're here again, as they were last year. Last year, they were 2 wins away from Williamsport. There are a couple of kids back from last year's team. As Ryan Smith walks, first 2 on for the state champs.
It is a common occurrence for Kearney to be showing up here and show up in great fashion. One thing we do know about how the structure of this region is that there will be a team that comes through the elimination bracket that will have an opportunity to still get to Williamsport. This Kearney team is loaded. They have shown the ability to plate runs, as we talked about. It's just about, sometimes it's about being the hottest team at the right time, and not necessarily the biggest or best.
Cohen Lucian is the batter. He was the star of Kearney's show 2 days ago. 2 hits, a 2-run single, a stolen base, and what ended as a 9-5 loss against South Dakota. That game was a really fascinating game. They were up 4-0 on Sioux Falls, South Dakota, who's won this region the last 2 years, ended their season last year. They were in control of the game. Sioux Falls came back, tied it, made it 4-4. Kearney came back. They took the lead again, and then an offensive onslaught gave Sioux Falls the lead. They never looked back.
Yeah, the bats just kind of got quiet for Kearney as the game went on against a very dangerous Sioux Falls team, is what we've gotten to see.
Gets away again. They're at 2nd and 3rd for Lucian.
Seems like Ryder Holmes is just trying to pitch away from the right-handed bats, the bigger bodies in the batting lineup for Kearney. All of his misses are down and away outside, so maybe move over on the rubber just a bit, challenge on the inside part of the plate.
Went away. Lucian fought it foul.
No free sodas?
No free
We
sodas.
talked about that the other day. Got to give kids incentive to bring those baseballs back.
7th pitch of this at bat. That's inside. You get a free soda for a walk. Bases loaded.
Or pop.
Pop,
We
yeah.
got, you know, North
My bad.
Dakota is here. Fargo, we got to say it the right way.
You're sitting next to me, a guy from Jersey. I'm from Connecticut.
I don't know if it's Pop in Kearney. Is it Pop? We got to find that out.
We gotta get somebody on that. South Dakota taught us Rut beer.
Rut
beer.
Yes.
Which, that will be my lasting memory, I think, from the Midwest region.
The takeaways each year that we bring back to our homes.
We're being told, Chris
Breaking
Damiani
news.
gets it, so you get home run bubble gum if you return a foul ball. That's a great deal.
Yes, that is a great deal. I knew there had to be incentive. Otherwise, there'd be kids running home with 5 and 6 baseballs to keep.
Do you mind just doing the rest of the game yourself? I'm gonna go get.
Go get us some gum. See how quick you are out of your chair.
For gum, fast. Bases juiced here. Mason Gillespie. This is the cleanup hitter for Kearney, Nebraska. And he hits it hard right up the middle. That'll give Kearney the lead. Send the runner. Throw is cut off. Now they got him hung up between second and third. Throw back there. He's safe. Throw to the plate. He's out. Ryan Smith got caught at third. He was being followed by Lucian, and in the end, they call him out at the plate, though I'm sure we're going to see a challenge.
This is excellent defense on display by Fargo here. You see the line drive up the middle by Mason Gillespie. Ethan Colness in center field, good strong throw, hits the cutoff, and as you see, Ryan Smith rounds second base, believing that the lead runner, Rethorst, was going to go home. He didn't, got caught up in a pickle, and we're gonna see here if he gets under the tag. That's a perfect throw. Tag applied, ooh, on the top of the leg of Rethorst. Does that left foot get in?
Whew. This is as close of a Little League play, I think, as we've seen.
This is a good lesson for the young baseball players out there. Ooh, now you wonder if that left foot is airborne, because a lot of times kids don't slide directly into the base. They slide and have that foot in the air and then tap the top of the home plate. But a lesson to be learned here. When you are applying a tag, put your glove in front of the base. Don't try to reach out to the player. Not sure if he would have been able to do that based on that relay throw from the cutoff man. But as you can see, that front leg was the left foot, airborne. It's there on the ground before the base, but right there. Looks like it's airborne, so I'm not even sure if the foot actually touched home plate there.
Right, and on top of it, did the glove get on his body before that? It's really close. Remember, the call on the field is out. So you'd have to have enough to overturn that. I think we've been wrong a couple of times, but I think you'd think that they would go with what they called on the field.
I don't think there's enough to overturn that. But excellent display of defense there. Not getting out of sorts with the potential pickle between second and third. The relay back home to get the lead runner.
Here we go. Out. Confirmed. So RBI single Mason Gillespie, and then on the out, 8 to 3 to 5 to 4 to 2.
And I stand corrected. That was not Maddox Rethorst at home plate. He had already scored. That was Ryan Smith trying to get home to score the second run of this game.
First and second, Colin George squares, and that's foul. 8-3-5-4-2. I don't think I've ever written that before. Certainly not at 10:49 a.m. on a Sunday. Lee Torben, our outstanding statistician, tells me that that's the zip code for Lucille, Idaho.
Nice.
Not represented in the Midwest region. Kearney did take the lead. George takes outside. And you set it up. How about the job of moving the baseball around, throwing and catching for Fargo?
Yeah. You can tell they're well coached in their defense, and no errant throws there.
Hard hit, right at short, chance for two. No. Logan Lisney, perfect play left, and almost got 2.
That's an excellent heads-up play on the base running by Cohen Lucian at second base. Ball hit in front of you. You got to see it through. If it's hit behind him, he would advance. Good reaction there. Also, Michael Ollers at second base.
Courtesy runner number 28.
Quality swings by Carney so far. When they put the ball in play, they've hit the ball hard.
It's all that beef.
Yeah, there you go.
Colin George pinch running for Mason Gillespie, courtesy runner with the catcher on base and 2 outs. 2 men on. And Leo Reifenrath takes outside. And an RBI for Carney in the 9-5 loss to South Dakota in Game 1. Elimination game in the Midwest region. Kearney, Nebraska, out of Buffalo County. And a pop-up left side, playable. That is charge taken by Logan Lisney to end the inning. Gillespie's RBI single gives Nebraska the first lead of Sunday morning. Defensive highlight tape here from Kearney, Nebraska.
Yeah, Kearney, Nebraska not concerned with getting the uniforms dirty. Diving all across the diamond. Third baseman Maddox Rethorns coming off the pitching mound to secure that pop-up in foul territory. And then the outfield play was outstanding as well. As we mentioned, Sioux Falls, a feisty team. Kearney had them on the ropes. Give credit to Sioux Falls for continuing to keep their foot on the gas pedal to get that win, but Kearney defense very impressive.
Bud starts the inning, tough play, catcher out, throw to first is not nearly in time. Surprise from Ethan Colness.
Ethan Colness doing a fine job defensively and then drops down a gem of a bunt. Rethorns gets a strong throw to first base, but not in time.
You're smiling on that bunt form. I can see it.
I love it.
Leadoff man on Fargo, North Dakota. Kingston Williams. That time fastball came in, just couldn't get around on it.
And there you see right there the opposite of what I was saying earlier. And it's a great coaching point for these young men. I remember coaching my travel team, and we played in a league as well as travel ball. And league was really just glorified practices. And I made everybody bunt in one game. You could not swing the bat unless you actually dropped down a bunt in the game.
How the kids feel about that?
They were kind of weirded out in the beginning, and I'm sure this is part of the conversation. Hey, there's a job to do. If you're going to drop down the bunt, make sure the bat is in fair territory. On that first pitch, he dropped the bat back into foul territory, and guess what? The ball was foul.
That's that conversation right there, too, I'm sure, right? Eric Grandy, how great was that? Hands on his shoulders. I believe in you. Now, here we go. Kingston Williams. Not bunting there. 2-0.
You know what some of my greatest coaching points were? Knock-knock jokes. I used to go take a trip to the mound, tell a knock-knock joke, walk right off, try to loosen up the kids.
You leave him on the mound like, what did he, what? I like that.
Hey, little knock-knock joke, come out, storm out of the dugout. That's how you got to trick them. Storm out of the dugout like you're upset, go to the mound, bring the whole infield in. Get in here. Knock-knock. Who's there? Juan. Juan who? 1, 2, 3. Then go back to the dugout.
That's awful. I love it. I was about to say, we're on day 3 together this week, and I haven't heard a single knock-knock joke.
It hasn't been as intense up here. Need some tension.
I'll tell you what, we get to the 6th inning of a tie game, just turn to me and give us a knock-knock joke. That is a strike. Kingston Williams was waiting for a delayed call. Count 3-2. It started with that miss bunt. He's battled all the way here. 6th pitch of the at-bat from Ryan Smith to Kingston Williams. And a strikeout went up top of the fastball. First K for Ryan Smith.
Ryan has a power arm. He's mentioned as the #2 pitcher. That's why he's pitching in this game here. And there you see kind of a slingshot fastball there, just blown by Kingston for the first out.
Ryder Holmes, bunt, got it down, back to the pitcher. Ryan Smith goes to second, and then it's off the glove. Everybody's safe. Now, if it's caught there, they get the runner. Had a chance to go to first, too, and instead they get nothing.
This is a great decision by Ryan at the pitching mound. This is not one of those plays where you can get coached up. You just have to have instinct. He throws a strike to second base, just could not be secured by Rethorst. Runners at first and second with 1 out.
For the 9-hitter, Ryan Doyle. Fargo said it. We gave the numbers offensively. They were terrific in their state tournament. On the way to winning their state for the 8th consecutive year. Went to the Little League World Series in 2023, the first ever from the state of North Dakota. And the story of a lot of those teams that have gotten here, and this one, is they make a lot of contact.
Yes. Good things happen when the ball's put in play, especially when you're able to put pressure on the defense. With the dimensions of this field and how much in close proximity the infielders are to home plate, that ball can get on top of you pretty quickly.
In play again, that's off the pitcher's glove. Tough play, Ryan Smith from his knees. Got him.
This is the shortstop in Ryan Smith on display on the bump. Gets the glove down, has a great presence of mind. 2 great decisions by Smith at the pitcher's mound. The first throw to second base, and then there to be able to pirouette and get the strike thrown to first base for the 2nd out.
Charlie Doden takes side. So you have the team that loves to make a ton of contact, putting balls in play, ground balls everywhere. And the team that loves to make diving plays, trying to rein them in.
Charlie Doden at the mound, as you saw in his bio there, wants to be a sports announcer, wants to take our job.
That's fine. That's totally fine. If he wants to take the helmet off, walk right up here, I'll give it to him. And I'm going to go on foul balls.
Go get some bubble gum.
Well, you got all excited. You know, someone said they wanted to be an NFL player like you. So that one was for me. 3-0. That's ball 4. Charlie Doden might want to keep playing baseball. He is on to load the bases in the 2nd inning for Fargo.
tell you the story on what was the sealing decision for me to go from professional baseball to professional football.
Well, what was it?
Let's see what happens here with bases loaded.
Fine. Fenmore Odlin swings and misses. We have 11 more scheduled innings. So call that a tease. 11-year-old Fenny accidentally hit it. Goes foul. It's 0-2. First inning for Ryan Smith, there was big trouble. 2 men on. You got the last 2 outs and kept North Dakota off the board. Bases loaded here, 2 outs, 1 strike away again. That is hammered down the line. That'll give Fargo the lead. With the bases loaded, 1 and 2. They'll send the third. The throw to the plate is dropped. Bases clear. Fenmore Odlin gives Fargo the lead.
Outstanding job by Fenmore. Takes this pitch, breaking ball that gets up in the zone, drives it out to left field, an extra base hit, a double. He gets the third on the errant throw, but aggressive base running here. The shortstop, Rethorst, a strike thrown to home and just could not be secured by Mason Gillespie. Charlie Doden scores the 3rd run of the game for North Dakota.
11-year-old Fenmore Odlin delivers.
Yes.
That's a 2-strike swing.
Well, we've seen the velocity on display by Ryan Smith to be able to get that bat around. The barrel of the bat on the ball past the left fielder, Easton Allison.
Catcher, Briggs Nielsen.
That is the biggest swing of Fargo's season so far from their number 11 hitter in a 12-person continuous lineup. Now it's Briggs Nielsen. And he hits it home right to second. Easton Anderson ends the inning. Fenmore Odlin just fired up the crowd with this.
Seen it time and time again. Bottom of the lineup production, and Fenmore gets it done. Lead Fargo.
Look at the smile on the faces of the Odlin family. That's what it's all about right there.
Speaks so much about the experience for the kids, but the family experience, the bonding opportunities, and the opportunity to stand up and cheer for your son.
Fly ball to center. Nice play out there, Ethan Kolnis. It's a ride that everybody's on. players, coaches, parents, siblings, and the ride all the way from Fargo, North Dakota, population 137,000, where Roger Maris grew up, played his high school baseball. And it has become a place where the winters are cold and the summers are hot, a baseball city.
Yes.
Ryder Holmes on the mound, facing Grady Shapley. Fargo area, I mean, they've produced major leaguers. Matt Strom, one of the best relievers in baseball, really, over the last 5 to 6 years. Eric Swanson, good reliever for the Blue Jays last year. The State, Travis Hafner, Darren Erstad. I mean, these are names in Major League Baseball. Now, you talk to those guys at the major league level, like, there is an enormous amount of pride for North Dakota baseball, because this is not Texas or California or Florida. They are representing a state every time they take the field.
I tell you, during my years of coaching at this level, I grew in a greater affinity for Midwest and upper Midwest and northern baseball. All the shine goes to southern and western schools, the warm weather states, but man, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, I mean, when they come down to tournaments in Kansas City, where I'm based out of, good baseball, very good baseball. Wisconsin in there as well, Iowa, obviously.
Think about this. So in Fargo, North Dakota, in the winter, it can be -30 degrees. And then in the summer, it's hot and it's humid. There's like a 100-degree difference between winter and summer. And in that, they've built this crazy Little League program. They've been in this regional 8 straight years. They broke through now 3 years ago to the Little League World Series. And they have kids on this team with younger siblings that were there. Big swing and a miss. Ryder Holmes in a long battle strikes out Shapley.
The breaking ball, very effective for Ryder on the mound. You can see, just snaps that off. It's almost like a knuckle curve, like he's holding on to it that way. To have that kind of effectiveness and control, very impressive.
Strike one on Augie Pulliam.
12-6.
It's big. See, he was trying to find it early, and now he has. He came back, nearly dotted the fastball, same spot.
And when you have that control of that breaking ball, just speeds up your fastball. We've talked about some of the big arms in this region. Ryan Smith, one of them, ramp that fastball up into the 70s. Well, if you don't have that kind of velocity, you can have a breaking ball, a slow curve like we're seeing from Ryder. Then when he does opt to throw the fastball, it adds a little life to it.
Where's he go? 1-2. Off speed outside. It's a good pitch, too, because if you pull it too far, all you're doing is throwing a ball way outside. It's harder to hang, probably. 2-2. Got the swing and a miss. Away, away, away. That pitch has been devastating. Strikes out 2 in a 1-2-3.
Fastball's working, breaking ball working, and then you set up the fastball right there. Two-seamer on the outside to get the third out.
for North Dakota in the top of the third inning. Back to the top of the order.
A haiku by Logan Lisney. Baseball is so fun. You stand in the sun and run. I like it a ton.
That's great. That's awesome.
Dude, that's unreal. That is so good. Like, here's what I need to know is, what is the origin of this? How did he decide that he's in 5th grade?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna write haikus. And he's like, what's a haiku? And they're like, it's 575.
But you had to explain to me.
Well, you know. Are you gonna write us a haiku later?
Maybe.
Look on your face.
I know. Maybe. That's a challenge. I feel like that's a challenge for me. I like to step up the challenge.
I'll give you a blank piece of paper. We could do it. Baseball. Can we see it again? I want to read it again. I know he's gonna play. I need to see it. It is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Logan Lisney. Baseball is so fun. You stand in the sun and run. I like it a ton. It's a tremendous haiku. Cut and miss. 2-2. Yeah, it's true. Chris Damiani, our producer, reminds me that it's been a long time since 5th grade, that they don't have to rhyme. But, you know, he was so good that he did rhyme it. Cut and miss there, down and away. Good stop by Gillespie. He finishes off the play for the first out for Nebraska in the 3rd inning. Every sentence, it's like, is that a haiku?
Ryan Smith with his 2nd strikeout of the day. And these kids showing that they are also smarter than the average sports announcer.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
I am not.
The answer is generally no.
We did say I was a millennial yesterday, so that's good.
Definitely not right. Good shots out of Mike Allers.
Go, Mike, go get one, buddy. Let's go.
I'd like to shout out the education at 6th grade. Park Christian School in Fargo, North Dakota. Outstanding stuff. Dad Kurt, Mom Melissa doing a great job. Count 0-2 on Mike Allers. Kearney scored 1 in the bottom of the 1st inning. Nebraska took the lead. North Dakota gets 3 back in the 2nd on an extra base hit from Fenmore Odlin. As we head to the 3rd inning of an elimination game in the Midwest region. Ooh, up and in.
You can see that slingshot delivery from Ryan Smith. Sometimes the ball gets away from him, mostly on the inside, as we see right there, to right-handed batters.
Is that one where you'd like to see him start it further away?
Yeah, I think also it's about the stride. Sometimes these kids, especially when they have strong arms, the technique is not necessarily as fine as it should be from the pitcher's mound because they're just leaning on their arm.
Comes back, arm got it done there. Back-to-back strikeouts, Ryan Smith.
That's how the evolution happens in the game of baseball when you are an athlete. There you see the slingshot fastball with some arm side run. It's going to move back inside, start out on the outside part of the plate. Good velocity there by Ryan.
You've seen the importance of innings like this, like the bounce back inning, right? You give up 3 in the 2nd. Can you go 1, 2, 3 here in the 3rd against the 3-hitter? Way out there, Caden Cooper. And then also, can you pitch well against the top of teams' lineups?
Yeah.
That's the thing that feels like it's a differentiator. Top of the lineup does not have a hit yet for Fargo.
Good eye on display by Caden Cooper.
This is one of the most powerful hitters in the North Dakota lineup. Number 3 hitter in a 3-1 count. Took a big swing. It's a hard thing to do against velocity like that.
Very tough. He gets a good quality swing. Coop, they call him.
I like that.
Playing the hot corner today.
This was 3-0. Ryan Smith, 1 strike away from his first 1-2-3 inning for Kearney, Nebraska.
Please return that foul ball to the first base umpire, Manny K. Thank you.
Fargo, North Dakota, the most populous city in the state, 126,000. On the eastern border with Minnesota. North Dakota State is a great football program.
The Bison. Don't mess it up. It's not the Bison.
I would never. The Bison. And that is a town, you know, we said it, Roger Maris lived there, played his high school baseball there, the football program that they built at the FCS level, now FBS. Caden Cooper nicked that. That's a wild hop into right field, and Caden Cooper takes first.
Just a Massey shot down the first base line. It looks like it's going to go foul. And August Pulliam actually thought that that was going to spin to his glove side. Stayed straight into right field. Weird bounce there.
Gives Wes Reich a chance. Cleanup hitter. That was crazy. Little top spin.
Yeah.
54th pitch, 2 outs into the 3rd inning. Just outside again.
Tough break for Ryan Smith there.
Wes Reich, whose dream was to be a pitcher for the Yankees one day. It's fun talking to the kids about, like, what are you a fan of, especially in a lot of these states that don't have major league teams or even major league teams close by.
Yeah.
Still a lot of Yankee fans. Bouncing ball gets through into right field. Cooper to second, single for Wes Reich. And out of nothing with 2 outs, 2 on for Fargo.
Ryan Smith was 1 strike away from getting out of this, and now a runner in scoring position. Good swing by Wes Reich here, drives the ball past the second baseman, Reed Anderson. Just couldn't get his glove down on it. Got something brewing for Fargo again.
Joey Anderson now. Well, you think about the game that Fargo played against Davenport, where they had to face Cooper Tisson. He struck out 11 of the 12 outs that he recorded in what was a run rule game. Regardless of what happens here, they already have 3 runs on the board in the game. This feels completely different, and it has to in that dugout.
Yes, it does. Just adding some life. The energy is different when you're able to plate runs and capitalize on miscues.
Anderson to right field. It's down, and it's going to bounce and roll. Cooper home. Wright gets set. Throw goes to 3rd. No call yet. In any capacity at 3rd base, I think the umpires are going to have to come together. They're going to have to decide if he's safe or out at 3rd. And then they're going to have to decide if he's out, if the runner crossed the plate. There's still been no call.
Yeah, this is kind of tricky because you have 4 umpires on the field, and the 3rd base umpire was back behind 2nd base. So with the runner scoring, the home plate umpire has to stay at home in case the relay comes home for a bang-bang play there. But outstanding job defensively again. I think this play is going to be overturned. Oh, maybe not. The ball beat the runner there. Joey Anderson hustling around the base paths, but I think he might have gotten his foot in before the tag was applied at Cohen Lucian at third base. So kind of a tricky way to get around making the proper call at third base. You're going to go back and review it, but the call on the field is safe.
And this is an umpire's review, not a coach's challenge in any way. They appreciate that. The rotation in that, as you laid out, is so hard. And so they're going to go and just make sure that they get it right. And it's the beauty of having the ability to review.
Yes.
In this spot.
As I mentioned, the third base umpire was out behind second base. Maybe looking for a play at second to back up the umpire there. No way the home plate umpire could make a call at third base. And now, also remember, Cooper, if this out is recorded at third base, there would be a question as to whether the second run would score. As you can see the relay there, he does get there safely, but barely
close.
Barely before that tag is applied at third base. So if this call is overturned, the next part of it is whether or not that second run scored. That's going to be a part of the replay as well, but I don't think there's going to be an overturn here.
So home plate umpire Brian Jackaway and third base umpire DJ Rose, the crew chief. They come out, they say safe, and so you don't have to deal with what's going on at the plate. Safe at third, run score, 5-1 North Dakota. What a swing by Joey Anderson.
That was a hanging breaking ball from Ryan Smith that Joey Anderson drove to right center field. Another 2 runs scored by North Dakota.
Now Nebraska, Justin Rethorst wants an explanation of some sort. So Anderson at third, 2 outs. We're in the third inning, 2 runs in. Ethan Kolnis, who's already got a bunt single, one of the fastest players in the region, puts it in play. That squeaks through, hits the lip, and scores a run. Got further into right, and so Kolnis has 2 bases and a 6th run.
Drive to right field, gets under the glove of Brady Schroeder. Then we had a collision at first base. So fielder's interference as Ethan Kolnis tries to round first base. Fortunately, he gets the second safely. Would have been safe anyway because of that collision.
Kingston Williams to second base. Anderson ends the inning. 3 more for Fargo, North Dakota. They'll take a 6-1 lead into the bottom of the third.
Welcome to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and a slice of sports paradise. Hammered. God!
Up and out of Williamsport.
Are you kidding me? Lay out like a superhero.
Great baseball ahead. Here we go.
It's almost here, 10 days away until we start the Williamsport party. As you look at the last 10 champions. Wednesday, August 19th, 1 p.m. at Volunteer Stadium. Latin American region versus the Caribbean region. And we'll see, will it be the United States or one of the international teams, as it was last year with Chinese Taipei's 7-0 win over Vegas, that wins the Little League World Series. These are two teams still with a dream alive of being on that list as we play an elimination game in the Midwest region. Kearney, Nebraska versus Fargo, North Dakota. A 6-1 lead for the road team, North Dakota wearing red against Adam Binderup and Kearney. These are programs used to being here, talked about it. Kearney's won the state championship in Nebraska 15 times. Fargo's been here 8 straight years. Really the dominant forces in their respective states. Fargo to Little League World Series 3 years ago. Nebraska has been so close a few times.
We're going to see what kind of life Kearney has left offensively. We mentioned yesterday how they were able to produce early. They did that today with the run in the first inning, but nothing since. As Adam Binderup, aka Binder, try to get things going here with the 2-2 count.
2-2 to Binder from Ryder Holmes. Just got a piece. Such a big stretch. What the bottom of the lineup does is what opens you up to big innings, and in Nebraska's case, hopefully big comebacks. This is the 10-hitter of a 12-person lineup. Leadoff man in the 3rd inning of a 6-inning game. And he's in a 3-2 count.
Got to give credit to Ryder. He's really settled in after that first inning, got himself in a jam, only gave up 1 run because of the defense, but has been solid since. There's that breaking ball. Confidence on a 3-2 count. Nice job fighting it off by Binder.
8th pitch of the at-bat. Binder chased up and away. Strikeout the 3rd in a row for Ryder Holmes.
As I mentioned earlier, that breaking ball sets up the fastball, gives it a little extra life for the K.
Folks, you can find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. A lot of great stuff on at Little League right now. The highlights of all the different regions going on from coast to coast, from when you wake up and have your coffee, as you do today, 10:30 a.m. start, Midwest region, to late at night in California, Arizona. Softball World Series going on. Little League Softball World Series championship game between Kentucky and North Carolina. The central champion that came out of this region, Owensburg, Kentucky, will play at 3 o'clock on ABC today.
Nice.
For that championship. That's what it looks like in Bristol, playing the games right now there. You were locked into Bristol last night.
Absolutely.
Boys from Bayonne. I can't believe we're in the 3rd inning. We haven't even said it yet. Your hometown.
Yep.
So that was a regional opening win for them.
First time ever.
Over Darien, Connecticut.
See my boys on display representing them. 07, 002.
So walk for Easton Allison. Oh, look at the boys. Whit Danon. That man right there in the white with sage words of advice, plenty of wisdom. And the reason why they won last night, obviously, you talking to, this is last week.
They call me Newt Rockney back there.
What did
Gave
you
a speech.
What did you say?
Gipper. Am I the Gipper?
What genuinely, like, what did you say?
I just told them to have fun, cherish the moments, recognize their parents, the sacrifices that their parents and the coaches and the people in the city that supported them have. You know, recognize that, go home, you know, go to your cars and give your parents a hug, tell them thank you, give the coaches a hug or a high five and tell them thank you, because a lot of people have given a lot of their time, talent, and their treasures for you to have opportunities and relish those moments.
Reed Anderson, pop-up, tough play, shallow right. Allers makes the play. Second baseman had a jake charge.
Number 11, Maddox Breathorse.
Nice job, got the Pat Mahomes glasses there.
The level of swag is unreal.
I want to see one of the kids come out with some flip downs. Give me a throwback.
2026, David.
Oh.
I don't think they've produced those in a decade.
No flip down glasses?
No. Nobody's wearing those, you know, tight pants around the ankles either.
No stirrups?
You know, the stirrups have made a little comeback.
Oh, we got one at shortstop.
Yeah.
Shortstop here.
Logan Lisney. Those are legit. Are those real? Those are real stirrups too.
I remember when I was with the Brewers, they made us wear 4 finger space. So you had to have your white socks showing 4 fingers. You had to have the top of your stirrup showing 4 fingers before the bottom of your pant.
Hard hit off the glove, skips into left field. Maddox Breathorse will let him go first to third. He's on his way to second. And there it is for Nebraska, a big swing from their leadoff hitter.
Breathorse so dangerous in the batter's box. He is the table setter for Kearney. Drive just goes off the glove of the third baseman, Caden Cooper. Just a hot shot to the hot corner, and excellent hustle by Breathorse to get to second base.
Ryan Smith. Big swing, right field. It is caught by Charlie Doden. And that ends the inning. Ryder Holmes gets out of it again for Fargo. The elimination side of the Midwest region bracket as follows. Nebraska and North Dakota, you're watching it right now. And then Minnesota and Kansas is the one to follow at 1:30. So more elimination baseball after. South Dakota sitting and waiting for who can escape this portion of the bracket. As you look at Adam Binderup, Freddie Freeman fan, all the way in Kearney, Nebraska. And he gets a check swing that was held back. Man. It's Ryder Holmes. Some delay by the first base umpire. And comes back, gets a strike, and it's 1-1. Max Rethorst to second. Ryan Smith, who was the starting pitcher, is at shortstop. And Binderup, who threw an inning and a third of scoreless baseball the other day against North Dakota, is going to be the kid to come in and just try to keep this ball game, Danon, right here.
Yeah, right now, you don't want to dance around the bats of Fargo. Just go right at them and try to get some of the momentum back if you're Binderup for your Kearney team. Something to spark the offense while being on defense.
Got time called. I wanted to check something, I think, in the North Dakota dugout. Now off we go. Count 1-2. Popped him up, center field, tough play. It is caught on a slide. Colin George. They keep making plays.
Excellent jump by George out in center field. Initially, I thought this was going to stay near the infield, but he takes control and secures it for the first out.
Ball one to Ryan Doyle. Eric Randy was really honest with us, North Dakota manager, that they've had some injuries over these last few weeks. These kids have played a lot of baseball throughout the summer to get here. And as he said, let's just see what happens. I think, when you come here as often as they have, you kind of know just how hard it is to win, the kind of arms you need. Count 2-1. But how about the fight that they've shown today after playing just 4 innings in a run rule loss against Iowa? Check swing, he went around.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the open about each of these teams, especially in an elimination game, wanting to show offensively what they showed in the state tournament. And in getting to this place, as he takes the backwards K here by Ryan Doyle. Binderup getting the job done.
It's a good pitch here.
They're getting ahead in the count. And you see fastball from Adam Binderup. Nice frame behind the plate by Mason Gillespie.
Charlie Doden takes strike one. Nodded his head. He knew. The message from Eric Randy was, if we win a game, let's try to win another game. Yeah. That's simple. Just go out, have some fun, have the experience. And then he said, you never know what you're going to do. It's not an easy road. We showed the elimination side of the bracket. South Dakota is sitting there and waiting. It's a really good team, 2-time defending regional champions. But you never know how it's going to go. Called a strike. Well, that outer portion has grown a little bit. No reason not to go back there.
Yeah. That's pitchers can live on that outside part of the plate. If you're going to get that strike called for you, why not?
Well, it's the old Greg Maddux, right? I mean, Binderup has such great control. He's thrown one pitch on the corner, He threw one a little bit, maybe a half inch off, and he's working his way out. He's earned that.
Yep.
Now time called by the umpire at the last second. 2-2. Way out there. Not going to get that, I think. Charlie Doden, Chuck D, walked in the second. Here in the fourth, he stays alive. What have you thought of the quality of the bats from Fargo in this game?
Yeah. Not very many big kids for Fargo, but they are just gritty, especially in the batter's box. Don't get cheated.
Eighth pitch. The C9. It's really a Spartan lineup. This is their 10 hitter. Charlie Doden. You have Odlin on deck, who is the biggest swing of their regional so far, with the go-ahead double. Pitch 9. This is the longest at bat we have seen in the morning sessions of the region.
Pitch count just continues to increase.
10th pitch to Charlie Doden. Down the line, hooking, foul. All right, 11 pitches. What happens as you see more pitches?
Just get more comfortable. You're seeing the assortment of pitches from Adam Bender up, fastball, breaking ball, changeup. He's in hit mode right now.
11th pitch to Charlie Doden, and he takes low. The most deserved walk of the week. 11 pitches for Charlie Doden.
This is how things got started last inning for Fargo. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brian Smith was on the mound with an opportunity to get out of the jam. And the floodgates kind of open. See if they can have some 2-out magic here again in the 4th.
Fenwar Odlin lives in a state that has no major league stadiums, and he's been to 12 of them. That double that drove in 3 runs in the second inning gave Fargo the lead. Now he's going to bat with a man in scoring position.
I don't know if I've been to 12 stadiums. Major League Baseball stadiums. I have to think about that now. Pretty impressive.
Hard hit. Good backhand stop. Cohen Lucian from one knee hopped up and ends the inning. Charlie Doden's 11-pitch walk, a highlight, but no runs for Fargo after 3.5. Girls with game. Exciting summer softball. Visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, info about starting a softball league, and much, much more. Central Region champions that came out of right here in the Midwest region and Whitestown, Indiana. Owensboro, Kentucky is going to play for a Little League Softball World Series championship against the champions of North Carolina. 3 o'clock Eastern today on ABC. That has been an extraordinary tournament.
Oh, yeah. Some exciting games for sure.
Line to right field. And a leadoff base hit for Cohen Lucian. He made a great play at third base to end last inning. He singles to start this inning as we play in the bottom of the 4th inning after this swing.
Cohen Lucian has been on base in every plate appearance so far in the 2 games. 3 for 4, and there he drives one to right field to keep the hot streak alive.
Mason Gillespie. Boy, that is one heck of a curve. Throw down at first. They got him! Briggs Nielsen, a rope down there.
Lucian just got off just a bit, maybe tempting the throw there, and a perfectly placed throw. Gets the tag right on the backside of Lucian for the first out. Briggs Nielsen.
A little surprised Nebraska didn't challenge that there. Fly ball to left, not an easy play. Williams made it easy.
I am pretty surprised. It looked like the coach actually asked Cohen if he got him at first base. So he trusted the truth of Lucian at first base, and that's 2 quick outs.
For Ryder Holmes. Gave up the run in the first inning. He has been cooking since. Pitch count's in good shape, 59. 2 outs into the 4th inning. Got 7 more outs to get to stay alive in the elimination bracket for North Dakota. George, hard hit, center field, base hit. Second hit of the inning for Nebraska. They'll look for some 2-out magic in the 4th.
Carney's gotten some really good swings. Here's another one from Colin George. Drives the ball right back where it came from, a line drive into center field. They had opportunities in the first inning, a leadoff double by Rethorst, and had a couple of walks and a single.
Ground ball right side. Inning over.
No.
Mike Hollers. Fargo, North Dakota through 4 innings with the lead in the elimination bracket. What to know about Kearney, Nebraska? Their corn is high, their hopes are higher. Out of 185 miles west of Omaha in Buffalo County. Settled during westward expansion, incorporated just after the end of the Civil War. And in one of the, about as dead middle of the country as it gets, in what is decidedly corn country. These Little Leaguers have made them very proud back at home, as they do, it feels like, every single year. Done a great job with their facilities. As that's hit towards left center, down. One of the few balls that Colin George hasn't been able to get to, no fault of his. Leadoff single for the 12-hitter, Briggs Nielsen.
We mentioned about the quality swings by Kearney, but we've also seen the same from North Dakota. Fargo getting the job done. Another leadoff batter on base.
See the wise words of Eric Grandy. Talk about Kearney being here. Eric Grandy's been here twice. He was a manager in the regional in 2019 and 2022. He went to Williamsport to support the boys that got there in 2023. As Logan Lisney steps in. So different than the game the other day for North Dakota against Iowa. Trombone playing Logan on a chopper to the left side. Lucian is second, one on to first. Not in time. How good has Cohen Lucian been?
Cohen Lucian has played it. Phenomenal hot corner, third base, gets a throw just a little bit high. May have had a chance for a double play with a more accurate throw, but gets the lead runner for the first out.
Mike Ollers tried the surprise bunt, fouls it off. The game for North Dakota against Iowa was what they didn't have a hit into the fourth inning. They had struck out 11 times on the first 11 outs they made. It was an infield single by Lisney that broke up what would have been a no-hitter for Cooper Tisson of Iowa. That was, again, you're talking about one of the best pitchers in the region, and I would imagine one of the best pitchers in the country right now. But the fact that, you see it so often that, that could carry over maybe to the next game or something like that. This has been nothing like that.
Not at all. And you wondered, I mean, you have to wonder when you come this far and you have that kind of inefficiency in game one, if that was going to be, there was going to be a carryover effect. So you give a lot of credit to the coaching and the players for showing up in the fashion that they have today, plating 6 runs in this game.
Counts 2-1 on Mike Ollers. Man on second after Lisney advanced. And he hits it hard down the line. It is a fair ball into the corner. Lisney scores. RBI double. Mike Ollers. Fargo keeps swinging it.
It's the second extra base hit of this game for North Dakota. Fastball on the inner part of the plate just drives it down the left field line. Stand-up double, RBI for Mike Ollers, the best dancer on the team.
I feel like if they win, he's going to prove it. Caden Cooper now, he's been on twice. Fargo, North Dakota. Last year's team went to the Midwest Region Championship game. They're 1 win away from Williamsport. Legion teams that have made the World Series on that side, they have all these kids because of the Little League World Series run a few years ago that are playing baseball in town. There's 60, 70, 80 kids at these younger numbers. And this right here, when you think about 2023 Little League World Series, 3 years since. He's kind of the first generation of those kids that watch those kids, join Little League because of it. And now we're trying to get that dream themselves.
That's where it's so cool that ESPN has always supported them and broadcast all these games, because it's one thing to tell a kid, hey, you can make it to a regional and you can make it to Williamsport, but to be able to see it happening all day and night long on ESPN Plus and the multiple channels on the ESPN networks, like, it's a reality for a lot of these kids.
3-2. They walked him. I mean, you watch him play baseball, you watch him do, well, this from the batter right here, Wes Reich. Just watch it. All right, like, that's pretty good, right? Like, and then he started to pull out the tricks. You think that, oh, yeah, there you go. You think that just he can do it in front, under the leg. You went behind the back at one point.
Talent.
I walked over there and I was like Wes can juggle? Like, is that where? And 10 kids that were not Wes all stop and they go, oh, Wes can juggle. He's unreal at it. He's incredible. And Wes just very quietly goes down. He picks up 3 baseballs. He walks over, and then he did what you just watched right there. He said he was like 6 years old, like, and somebody was at their school and they could juggle, and he was looking at it and he was like, all right, I think I could do that. He picked it up. He picked up 2 balls that were near him, and it turned out that he had innate ability to juggle. Unreal. Can you juggle?
Yes, I can. We actually used to have to juggle footballs when I first got to Iowa.
What?
Yeah. Bill Snyder was my offensive coordinator before he went on to extra greatness at K-State. And that was one of the summer drills we had to do.
Logan Lisney was watching that happen. You saw him there on the right. He was watching Wes juggle like, yeah, this is what he does. That's all the time. This is it.
It's kind of a calming mechanism as well, just to be able to just focus on juggling.
So how many things can you juggle?
Oh, I can only go 3.
Still.
3 baseballs.
Could you go behind the
I don't know if I
back?
can do footballs anymore. No.
Let's see. I picked up, when he walked away, I picked up a couple of balls and I was like, I'm going to try it. And I couldn't juggle one.
You could. 2 balls with one hand. There you go. You can.
There you go. Reed Anderson is on. Bullpen for Kearney, 3rd pitcher.
Now batting for North Dakota.
And he will face the juggler himself, Wes Reich, who singled in the 3rd inning. He's hit home runs this summer. He's juggled all summer long, and he takes it to center for a base hit. Everybody up 1 base. He can do anything, Wes Reich.
Aggressive in the batter's box. The first offering, off speed on the outside part of the plate, gets enough of it to poke it over second base. Colin George with the speed just could not get there. Still 1 out, bases loaded for North Dakota.
And Joey Anderson. Still a little ways to go. 4 runs away now from the run rule for North Dakota. If they wanted to try to end the game an inning early, Nebraska would still get to bat. And this might help center field. George again makes the play. Allers went down the line, so he had no chance to tag. And they're 2-way.
Colin George really does a nice job getting a jump, playing relatively shallow. He trusts his speed, secures the 2nd out.
Fastest kid on their team. They call him the Gazelle. It is amazing when you see a kid who's big, and he's obviously one of the bigger kids we have in the whole tournament. And so to get to right and left center, it's like 4 steps.
Yeah.
There's so many parts of this Kearney team defensively. I mean, George in center, Cohen Lucian we've talked about at 3rd base. Maddox Rethorst at short's been awesome, so was Ryan Smith up the middle. 2-1 to Ethan Cole. This gets away, hesitation. Allers comes home, and he scores anyway. 8-1.
decision by Allers at third base. I've mentioned this before. This is one of the plays when it's a pass ball, you're a base runner, you have to make the decision. The coach cannot coach you on that. He reads it well, slides in safely.
Good stop that time. Shapley behind the plate. What was your mindset on the bases?
Aggressive. Force the defense to pay attention to me. Even coaching kids, you know, I know in Little League you can't lead off the bases, but you still got to be aggressive, and we're seeing that on display by Fargo.
Colness thought he tipped it. It's a strikeout. They get 2 more runs, though, and it's 8-1 as we go bottom 5. Little League, big dreams. 2007 Little League World Series Chandler National Little Leaguer Cody Bellinger out of Scottsdale, Arizona. 4 RBIs in the West Regional to send them to Williamsport. They got all the way to the semifinals in Williamsport, and Cody did all of that as an 11-year-old, 1 year younger than most of the players at that point. Of course, his dad, Clay Bellinger, longtime major leaguer, was the coach of that team in 2007. Big swing down the line. Tough play, but not for Charlie Doden. Of course, Bellinger would go on, play at the great Power Hamilton High School, Chandler, Arizona. 4th round pick of the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 2013 draft, on the way to an MVP, 2 Silver Sluggers. Now a great player with the New York Yankees. As Ryder Holmes gets his flowers off the mound at 64 pitches as they want to preserve his pitch count in a 7-run game. Let's go Ryder indeed, as we step aside. Dannon Ryder Holmes was awesome for North Dakota.
Yeah, struggled just a bit early, got out of a jam in the first inning, but lights out from there on. 4 hits, just 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Very impressive for Ryder.
Now they turn to the left-hander Joey Anderson for strike 1. Part of the calculus for all these teams is the pitch count situation. He was right under the 65 pitch threshold. He actually could have had another batter if they wanted to, but keeps him under the 65 mark, which means 3 days of rest. He could come back later on in the tournament if they could keep advancing. And it gives Joey a shot to pitch in the regional. He's got a 1-2 count on the Nebraska hitter.
Very relaxed situation for Joey. He grips that 4-seam fastball.
And strikes out Grady Shapley.
Like a 7-run lead with 1 out to come in out of the bullpen and quickly get the 2nd out. There's a fastball that tails down and in from Anderson for the 2nd out.
This was kind of the question part of North Dakota's roster, was their pitching depth. Felt like they had 4 or 5 arms they felt really good about. And the question would be, would they have enough beyond that? Of course, so often it takes 8 or 9 or 10 really good arms to win a tournament like this.
Especially coming through the loser's bracket or the elimination. Gotta have those extra arms.
There is nothing bottom shelf about this curveball right now from Anderson. It's Augie Pulliam. Hit to center. Diving attempt, and it gets by. That's going to roll. Augie Pulliam on his way to 2nd. And a nice job on the backup by the right fielder, Charlie Doden, to keep that a double.
I love the effort of Coleman at center field. A line drive. Gets a good jump. Just could not get his glove underneath it. Watch this swing here. Good balance, level swing by Pulliam. And as you mentioned, the backup by Charlie Doden holds him at 2nd base.
Now a spot for Adam Binderup. He has been a walking long at bat for Nebraska. Brother Jack was here last year. Those Nebraska kids were 2 wins away. He eats hard-boiled eggs and peanut butter. Is he bulking?
I can do the hard-boiled eggs. I've never had peanut butter in my life.
Are you
Never.
allergic?
No, just can't deal with the smell.
Dana, what are we talking about?
Hey, I am a very picky eater. We've gone through this.
Yeah, but like a picky eater is like, I don't know, like dressing on the side. Or like picky eater is not, I've never eaten peanut butter.
But I am a weird eater as well. The best delicacy in the world.
Uh-oh.
Cold applesauce with Oreos. Dipping Oreos in cold applesauce. Trust me.
In the right field, thankfully. Doden gets it in. Adam Binderup a single.
Very impressed when I see kids have the ability to drive the ball opposite field. Adam Binderup pokes it right past the first baseman.
So at like the end of the night, you sit down, you kick your feet up.
That's the best time.
You pull out a cold, like, what is it?
Cold
like,
applesauce.
Like just like
regular
a plastic
applesauce.
thing?
No, I got the big.
You got a big tub of
Yeah.
applesauce.
Pour it into a bowl.
You're double dipping.
Yep.
On the ground left side, bouncing at the 2nd baseman, Logan Lisney ends the inning and leaves us all to contemplate how on earth someone would eat that. 8-1, Route 5. Around the bases, moments away. There's the proof. Look at Mike Rooney getting ready to roll. He's locked in. Pretty soon the lights will come up. He'll come out like Batman. Little League Regionals continue. Little League Around the Bases, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Whip around coverage every region from 1 to 9 o'clock, streaming live on ESPN+. Mike Rooney will be joined by Matt Schick.
Yes.
So they're, what, 50 minutes away or so from the start of that. It's cool. They've got all like the different start times around Little League Baseball today. We started at 10:30 in game 1. We'll start our second game at 1:30. They'll pop us around from region to region. Check in on the boys from Bayonne in Bristol, Connecticut. And of course, we'll have coverage of our second game in the Midwest region between Minnesota and Kansas. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that should be fun. Boys from Pittsburgh, Kansas.
On the ground right side, Allison, whose second baseman, makes the play. Sixth inning of a 6-inning game, and an 8-1 lead for Fargo Little League out of North Dakota, batting right now in the red against Kearney, Nebraska, and the home whites. Winner, a Monday morning wake up tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Wisconsin. And Whitefish Bay to center, and another hit for Fargo. That's the 9th hit. Ryder Holmes has the single with 1 out in the 6th.
Ryder Holmes showing his prowess on the mound, holding this dangerous lineup to just 1 run and then getting it done in the batter's box. His first hit of the ball game.
He's been the star of Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the way he pitched today, you know, because there was traffic, right? He walked 3, there were a couple of hits. He gives up the run in the first inning. There could have been 4 runs in the first inning. He bared down. And it was 4 straight zeros from there. Again, we talked about it. Fargo's got some injuries. This is not maybe their full complement of group of everybody. In the dirt, runner going to second. Throw there is not in time. Extra base for Ryder Holmes. They have shown a whole lot, Fargo, North Dakota.
Just a resilient bunch of kids out there playing baseball, having fun. We're seeing smiles on their faces. Everything you'd want to see at this level of baseball on display for Fargo.
Eric Grandy, their manager, was an assistant on the team last year. He coached both of his kids through this program. He doesn't have his son on this team, but you know, you ask him why he comes back, and he goes, I love Little League. You know, these are kids at 11 and 12 years old where they're not old enough to know everything yet, right? You're teaching them the game. You're teaching them how to be human beings. But, you know, he made the point, like, they're bright-eyed. They love to listen. They'll play anywhere on the diamond. These are little kids getting bigger by the second that just want to go out and play and have fun together.
The fact that they grow up together, they're from the same town. I mean, there's so many different side stories that make this experience special, not just for the players, but the coaches, the families, heck, for us up here in the booth.
Charlie Doden takes a strike. Hoped he had a walk. He's walked twice already today. His 11 pitch at bat in the 4th inning was one of the highlights of the Fargo season, maybe. Hits it hard on the right side. Tough play. They go to second for 1. No throw to first. Allison has made 2 nice plays, and they're 2 down. That right there is everything you need to know. 1 hit, struck out 11 times. They put balls in play, and as you know, especially at this level, but at all levels, you put the ball in play, good things happen.
Good things happen, and it also tells you about how tough-minded this group is. To only have the 1 hit against Tison in Iowa, And then to come back, and I'm sure there were some questions. Okay, did the bats travel with us? Did we use up all of our offensive firepower in the state tournament to get here? No. We still got some left in the tank, and they got 9 hits today, 8 runs.
Carney's gone to the bullpen again. Their last pitcher, Anderson, was at 23 pitches. He had just surpassed the 0 calendar days rest requirement, and so no reason not to take him out, keep him available if they were to pull off the comeback. And Mason Gillespie will take the mound to try to get the final out of the 6th inning before Carney gets one more chance. Fenmore Odlin will be due up with men on base, and that has happened once already today, Dana.
Fenmore Odlin came through in clutch fashion. The extra base hit, and then the errant throw opened the door up for Fargo. Bottom of the lineup, getting it done. 3 of the runs scored in this game have been from the 10, 11, and 12 hitters.
Good way to win.
Yes.
That was the swing that made you say, oh, here you go for Fargo. Again, they had 1 hit in that game against Iowa. He was in a 2-strike count when he took that swing. It was 0-2. Cleared the bases, and now he faces the best prankster in the Nebraska roster. Whoopee cushions are timeless, before you ask. Against Fenny, who takes inside. These are also the kids that Eric Grandy loves to coach. He loves to coach all of them, to be clear. But this is an 11-year-old. That ball didn't get far. Runners down to second. So at 11, you got a chance to come back again next year if you could win the state championship. And that's one of the things that Fargo, North Dakota has kind of made its money on year after year. 8 straight regionals. Kids who come back here have had the experience once before, maybe are capable of being a little bit more relaxed in all of it. Mom watching. And I'll tell you what, that
son's picture on her shirt. There you go.
That is an amazing thing to watch these parents watch their kids. Like that face right there. All the nerves, all the excitement, all the happiness. 2-2. That time, a swing and a miss to end the inning. Great day for Fenmore Odlin. That big swing in the 2nd inning. His team leads 8-1 because of him. They're 3 outs away from moving on. Show up here, cameras will find you. We've been showing Mom all day, Fenmore Odlin. And yeah, you're on TV. Oh gosh, I'm on TV. Now you're on TV again. Megan Odlin, occupational therapist. Congratulations on all of the above for both your son, Fargo Little League, and now all those nerves and all those hopes 3 outs away from keeping this summer dream for all involved alive for the state champions of North Dakota. They have an 8-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning of a 6-inning game. This is the 12-hitter, Reed Anderson versus Joey Anderson. Now for Nebraska to keep their summer going, they're going to need 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we've seen it. These 3 outs right here are the hardest to get.
Yes. Especially when you have a hard-nosed team like Kearney, who will battle. We saw that from Sioux Falls.
That's foul. Yeah, yesterday, Sioux Falls, Davenport, Iowa. 4-run game going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Sioux Falls scored 3 times. They put the tying run on third, the go-ahead run on second. And Iowa got the last 2 outs before they scored. And this is really the key hitter, right? This is the 12 hitter in the lineup, the guy that they trust to get on base, because now you have the big guns right behind him. Rethor, Smith, and Lucian. In play right side, not an easy play. Allers out, right fielder in. That is caught by Charlie Doden.
I can't say enough how impressive it is to see outfield play this weekend. Guys taking control right there, extra efforts. Calls off his second baseman, but Charlie Doden. Outfield play, that's my former position. Good to see.
You're making plays like that?
I don't know if I made plays like that. Maybe.
Well, fundamentally, too, it's great, right? Like, that's the right fielder's baseball.
Yep. Second baseman, go as far as you possibly can until you hear the voice of the right fielder. You don't want any collisions out there.
Fargo pitching change. Joey Anderson's gonna go grab his first baseman's mitt. He was at 18 pitches, and this is where the pitching eligibility really becomes important. If you're gonna try to win out of the elimination bracket, you're gonna play every single day. And so keeping as many arms fresh as humanly possible and keeping them available tomorrow and the day after is important. So he throws 18, so now if they can win and play Wisconsin tomorrow, he'd be available to pitch.
And you know what's interesting is that each of these teams, or for the most part, each of these teams, we've seen them have 2 coaches and a manager. And you'd love to think that everybody has their own responsibility on the field, off the field, but one of those guys is responsible for keeping track of pitch counts. And I remember as a coach having 2 other guys on the bench with me, where one guy would keep the book and tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, this kid's got 55 pitches. Do you want to, or, you know, who's up in the bullpen and so on. So there's so much to manage on the field of play that you need to have those extra guys who are volunteers, the extra coaches that are coming into play to help.
Joey Anderson. That is a real photo of his actual rock collection.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
What's he got? He got quartz? I can't name another rock, I'm going to be honest. Igneous?
Igneous, yes.
There you go. Metamorphic. I'm out. Volcanic. That was from Chris Damiani. I think that's igneous. Same thing. Line drive to left field. And a base hit for Maddox Rethorst. Collect stuff as a kid? Baseball cards?
Nope.
Nothing. You're too busy balling.
Oreos and applesauce. Collected that.
I'm sure that keeps. Ryan Smith, he's had an awesome summer. Followed his brother Nolan, who played in this regional in 2017. After Maddox Rethorst singled, he's got a 3-hit day as the only returner from last year's team. These kids from Kearney have done an amazing job getting all the way back here. They win the state championship in Nebraska. And it's kind of an annual thing in a good way that it captures the hearts of so many people back home in Kearney. In Heartland America.
We got a chance to speak with the head coach. He said the community really locks in to providing for this opportunity for their boys.
Counts 3-1 on Ryan Smith. You have the hottest hitter on the face of the Midwest, Cohen Lucian, on deck. That's outside. So they're going to put 2 on for Lucian.
Fenmore Odland coming in the bullpen, trying to secure this win with 1 out.
Number 31, Cohen Lucian.
Cohen Lucian. I said it earlier. He has been on base in every single plate appearance so far in the regional. Walking a single in this game for the 5th grader at Meadowlark Elementary. That's between the legs. Extra base for everybody. What's he done well at the plate to you?
Been very selective, and sometimes selective can work against you, but when you're ready for your pitch, and he's delivered on that each at bat. You're seeing pitches all over the place, down in the dirt, way outside, up high, but when he's getting into the zone, you have to be ready for your pitch, and he's shown that.
Two 2-1, right back up the middle, off the glove, race to first base, that Cohen Lucian wins. Maddox Rathhorse scores, 8-2 game.
2-1 count here, and then pitch right down the middle, drives it back up the middle. Didn't get as much on it as you'd like, but just enough to poke it past Odland. And runners at the corners.
4 for 4, 3 RBIs, along with a walk and a stolen base for Cohen Lucian. And now the cleanup hitter, Mason Gillespie. A race to 2 more outs for North Dakota. On the right side, it goes through. It's into right field. Cohen Lucian at first to second, and now third. That's another push forward for Nebraska. 8-3.
You see Michael Allers at second base, just tries to get in front of it, doesn't try to backhand it, actually takes a tricky bounce just as it gets under his glove. Door's still open for Kearney. So we get a trip to the mound just to kind of settle everybody down. They just relax. We got a 5-run lead with 1 out. Keep throwing strikes, let your defense play, everybody support your guys.
Got Ryan Doyle in the bullpen, ready to be called upon. There's really only 7 more pitches for Odland left in this outing if they want him to be able to come back tomorrow. Men on first and third, Colin George has had a very nice regional, singled in the 4th. And you're reminded of what Eric Randy said to us about why he loves Little League Baseball, in part because of the pace of the game of these 12-year-olds, the biggest kids on the smallest field. Hard hit, good backhand stop. Caden Cooper gets a huge second out as a run scores.
This is an exceptional play by Caden Cooper at third base. Backhand, hard hit ball to his backhand and secures it. Good strong throw to first base to get Colin George.
Fargo, North Dakota, 1 out away from moving on. Man on second base, Leo Reifenrath for Nebraska. Two strikes away. secures a Fargo victory.
Two outstanding defensive plays to end the game for Fargo. A line drive before he could blink an eye. It's right on top of him, secures it for the final out. Joey Anderson getting it done.
Congratulations, North Dakota, on the 8-4 victory.
Big smile on his face, and all those from Fargo, North Dakota, who move on. They had one hit in their opening game against Iowa, and they, on 9 hits, score 8 runs and keep this dream alive. 10 a.m. tomorrow, that's the setup against Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin in the Midwest region. So it's just under 22 hours away. Minnesota and Kansas will play later on. South Dakota will sit there and wait later on. 8 for the final. This is the rest of your day. Minnesota and Kansas at 1:30, and then the 4:30 and 7:30 games in the Great Lakes, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and Illinois. That's it for us to start your day. We're back with you around the bases, and then at 1:30 here. For Dana Hughes, I'm Cooper Boardman. Producer Chris Damiani will talk to you in less than an hour from Indiana.